passion got ignited for the field of music therapy when my solo violin recording actually replaced post-surgical routine high blood pressure medication in a hospital. At that point, I was astounded because that was not my original intent. I was just creating music for a loved one after emergency back surgery. So that's what ignited my passion in investigating how is music healing? How does it work in everyday life? And out of that was born the registered trademark called Music for Life, because it really is looking at how you access music to improve your life. Music for Life is actually a global community of Music for Lifers who think differently as we challenge the status quo. And we think differently because we empower people to be responsible in taking care of their own health through easy, accessible, inexpensive programs and products that save healthcare costs. We do this by teaching user-friendly life skills that access music differently through our 3 divisions of music therapy, music medicine, and drum circle. Music therapy is such a rewarding profession. Music therapists work with a variety of different populations, and depending on the goals of those populations depends on the music therapy interventions that are applied. A music therapist is actually the agent of change, whereas in the music medicine programs that I also teach, music is the healing agent of change. So there's a really distinct difference between the application of both of those. So for instance, in the music medicine, you can be taught about how to access your music differently so that the music begins making a healing change for yourself. Whereas in music therapy, it's the music therapist that's the agent of change. It's that powerful therapeutic role that the music therapist plays with the client that helps execute the goals. The Music for Life Music Medicine Protocol has been accredited by the Nevada State Board of Nursing for 22 years now. So the objectives have withstood time. Even though the music and the technology have shifted and changed and evolved, the objectives about how this system works have remained consistent. It takes the traditional 2-part regimen of the music therapy profession and makes it a 3-part. And that's why it is so successful with health outcomes. The health outcomes can be non-musical in nature. And I want to refer to our workbook that actually looks at one of the research underpinnings called Syntic Cycles Research, where the outcomes of music prescriptions are really the outcomes that you find in this study. So when you desire to balance the intensity of emotions, arousing those that are repressed and problematic, or decreasing the intensity of those that are too strong, learn how to apply music as medicine. When you want to develop emotional fluidity, as opposed to being in an emotional rut or being stuck in one mood, then you want to start applying music as medicine. If you want to increase self-esteem, self-reliance, energy, heighten communication with others, and exert greater control, learn how to implement music prescriptions for any activity every day. If you want to improve your ability to give and receive through being in touch with the range of emotions where there's a sense of belonging and sharing, then learn how to grow your empathy and understanding of others by applying music as medicine in your life. When you want to penetrate your or somebody else's character structure for greater understanding, you start learning how this music medicine protocol only exists and happens in the present moment. When you want to improve your experience of the arts and music, start using music medicine in your life now. So there's a story about one of the CDs that we do, and I will play a little bit of that for you. But in that CD, there is an executive who had a significant reduction of chest pain and shortness of breath, and he claims in the video that you can access on our YouTube channel that he didn't use an ambulance, he didn't use an ER, he saved thousands of dollars in medical costs by pushing play on a 15-minute CD that was able to take care of the physical tension that was realized as a result of talking about some very unsettling circumstances that were going on for him. So it's amazing how, I don't know if it was a panic attack, but it seemed like it. And it was this kind of music that, helped him. In letting myself go so that I wasn't confined with the structures of classical violin playing was when a friend had committed suicide, but who we thought was a saint, and just couldn't believe that this had occurred with him not reaching out to anybody. And I decided to use a classical piece of music, a Bach sonata that I like to play. And through my experience of playing this piece of music at his memorial service, I had this dialogue with him while I was playing, and it came out in the music. And it was so powerful because it put me into a place of wanting to do that on a regular basis. When you find that our standardized CDs don't work, because they're not going to work for everybody, we do customized home CD programs. We can do them long distance as well. This particular client had a significant change, and her background was as a cancer survivor with bone cancer. She had knee replacements with arthritis significant in her knees, where she couldn't even get down on the floor. And her mother had just passed that she was extremely close to. So she was suffering from significant emotional pain as well as physical pain. And she elected to do a customized home CD with these results.
Well, I have a cancer. It's in the bone marrow. It's primarily in the blood.
Okay.
And it's called multiple myeloma, and it does deteriorate your bones and cause a lot of bone pain.
And you were in a lot of pain.
Yes. I'm the kind of person, I just kind of don't let things bother me. I counseled and did therapy for a long time, and I learned not to get too attached with my clients and just to keep emotions sort of at a neutral level. Yes. Well, I found out that just really went over to my personal life a little too much, and I never get really happy, I don't get really sad. I just always have learned to keep things neutral. And I, for the last several years, have just concentrated on not doing anything because something's gonna hurt, my back hurts or my legs hurt or I'm just in constant pain.
Okay.
So I just, my activities were just getting lower and lower and lower. Right, I was on a cane because I also have severe arthritis that the cancer aggravates. So I was on a cane. I had been on a cane maybe for a couple of years.
Okay. And what happened to the cane?
Well, I was on my way to see Judith on one of my sessions, and I live on a second floor apartment, and I was halfway down the stairs when I remembered I didn't have my cane.
Oh, God is
so
good.
Isn't that wonderful?
I figured if I was halfway down, I didn't need to go back and get it.
That's beautiful.
And ever since then, I've just been, without the cane. I started taking it with me and putting it in the car because it was sort of like a crutch.
Yes.
Then in case I needed it, but now I didn't even take it out of the house. I don't use it at all. So I'm, learning to, let go and just to express myself more and to,
that's
just to feel more, without feeling pain.
Right.
When you find yourself struggling with stress, anxiety, anger, depression, or grief or sadness, consider using the music medicine protocols provided by Music for Life, because it reduces significantly those mood challenges, thereby increasing relaxation and building happiness.